Welcome back to another video. I'm here with the world famous old school Jerry in the building. I want to talk about something today. I want to talk about how it might be the dealerships that are hurting the Harley Davidson brand and not Harley hurting themselves. That make any sense?
I agree.
Start off by saying this. I think let's talk about a little bit about the product first, leading into the dealerships. That way you guys can kind of get my drift. We got Harley as a brand, right? We know the product they have. Great American motorcycles. A good variety of motorcycles for each and every rider, you could say, if that's safe to say. A good product at that. A product with history. And a product that people actually want, right? It screams out America. It's awesome. And then this product is brought into the dealerships, and the dealerships is the place where the conversion is made. The customer walks into the dealership, and right there and then the customer decides, do I want this product or do I not? Or do I not want this product? Right? A good experience. Mm-hmm. They can have a good experience or a bad experience.
Yes.
And the dealership can either deter a sale or not, right? And I think that's where we're at right now, because I think I've been reading through all of the comments of the videos that I've been posting and everything, and a lot of complaints are from people complaining about the customer experience at the dealership, prices at the dealership, and their overall experience. Us as buyers, because we purchase these bikes, you know, we kind of see things from that angle as well. There's certain things that we like or dislike that happens at dealerships. Mm-hmm. But I think that there's something that's hurting the brand right now that the brand itself is not doing from the top. It's not coming from the corporate office. It's not coming from the marketing or the designer team, right? It's coming straight from the dealership. And let's just be honest about shit. Mm-hmm. Right? I think the dealership is doing a lot of harm to the brand. And what I mean by that is raising the prices on things over sticker.
Oh yeah, the upcharges, yeah.
The upcharges are insane.
And the back end shit is like ridiculous. Like the amount of stuff they tack on at the end is crazy.
That.
I mean, I understand they have to make money, and granted, like the dealership is Harley's customer. Like Harley Corporate's customer is the dealership, yeah. And we are the dealership's customers. Yeah. But if the dealership treats us badly, it reflects badly all the way back up to the corporation.
Yeah. There's one last thing before we dive in deep into it. Interest charges.
Oh my God.
Which are manipulated at the dealership. Mm-hmm. And they're through the roof right now. Mm-hmm. So for the average person who's interested in buying a motorcycle, you're talking about maybe mid-teens, high teens. Mm-hmm. I've seen, I even heard, I've seen people walk out of dealerships with 20 plus APR. Mm-hmm. 21, 22, 23, 25. Insane. So you tackle that on what could already be an expensive motorcycle. They are. It deters a lot of people away.
Yeah.
You know? Let's go back to, you said something actually very important. You said the dealerships are a customer. For those of you guys who don't know, like dealerships, they buy the motorcycles. They get these bikes allocated, and they need to purchase these bikes from Harley, and then they hold them at their sales floor. The longer they stay there, the more money they lose because they pay interest on these motorcycles, right? So they buy them. They're not given from Harley, right? But they're allocated to them. And then we come in, we buy it from them.
Yeah, they have what they call a floor plan. Some dealers that have big money buy them outright. I know dealers that buy the bikes outright, but most have a floor plan. So the floor plan is so many days, and they pay interest on so many days.
Wow, must be your first time filming here, Jerry.
You know, if they pay interest on over so many days. So their incentive is to get the bike out quick, not let it sit on the floor.
Yeah.
The more longer it sits on the floor, the more it costs them money.
Yeah. I think right now, honestly, the whole interest rate thing is what's killing a lot of the sales.
The thing with the interest rate thing is, here's a perfect example. They say, oh well, you can get, like Harley will advertise like 7.9 or on the corporate side 7.99 or 5.99 or
top tier.
Yeah, top tier. Now I'm in the top tier, and I've had this happen to me. I go to the dealership and I said, oh yeah, well, you know, this for 5 years, be 7.9. They're like, oh no, it's going to be like 9.9. Well, how's it going to be 9.9? It's going to be 9.9 because your finance guy is making points on the back end of it and tacking on extra points to charge you extra money. I qualify for the like that. That's a deterrent to me right away. I'm like, I'm not paying that.
No. That happened to you?
Yeah, it did happen to me. At a dealer, they said, "Oh, it's 9.9 or whatever," and I'm like, "It should be 7.9."
Because you qualify for
Because
the
I
top.
qualify for top tier. I know what my credit score is. That's the big thing. People go in, they don't know their credit score. I know my credit score. I go in, and on some of these dealers, I bought a lot of bikes from, you know, and I'm kind of like turned off with the whole thing because one dealership in particular, over 7 years, they spent $200,000 on buying motorcycles every year.
Big Baller Jerry.
Well, I didn't keep them all. Like they traded in and stuff like that, but it's still, I spent at that dealership over $200,000. And then this past year, I decided, I bought a 2024 last year. I got rid of it and bought older bikes, and I decided I wanted the Gray Ghost. I called my dealership and he's like, well, we're getting $3,000 over for that bike, and we're only getting 2. But their sister dealership's getting 2, so they actually got 4. And he's like, well, I said, I'm not paying over $3,000. He goes, I'm not going to charge you over $3,000. But then he sold the bikes to everybody else they didn't sell me the bike. They wouldn't sell me the bike because he wasn't, you know, he knew I wouldn't pay the $3,000.
I got you. So they want to sell it to you for
$28,999.
for what it's supposed to go for retail.
It's supposed to be $25,999, and I would have happily paid the retail. I wasn't looking to get. I mean, usually I just look to get something, but I wasn't even looking to get a discount or whatever. I was like, I would have paid the $25,999, and here I am. I spent all this money. I bought fucking 13 motorcycles off this dealership in a 7-year period, and they treated me like crap. I won't go back. I'm done. That just killed that. They just killed their customer, one of their customers. I granted they have customers that buy 30 bikes or 40 bikes.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them, but I'm more than the guy who buys one every 5 years or whatever.
I think that there's a lot that goes on where that things can be changed. You know,
Yes.
Certain things need to be stopped from, and needs to come from the top. Where it's like, hey, we can't keep doing this to our customers because it's deterring our customers away. It's killing sales. And how can we? It needs to be some type of book where it's like we're allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. But at the same time, some of these dealerships are not. They're like family owned type of thing.
Well, most of them are actually owned by, a lot of them now are owned by car dealerships, big conglomerates. They own like, you know, there's a guy in Illinois who owns like 15 dealerships between Illinois and Wisconsin.
No shit.
Yeah. He owns like 50, he owns car dealerships too, but he owns like 15 dealerships, like the ones I went out to. You're like, oh, he owns like 15 dealerships. And he has other dealerships too, like Triumph and stuff like that, but he owns 15 Harley dealers.
Oh, wow.
So people like that, they have, like there, I wanted to buy a used bike and the bike was $6,000. So I'm like, okay, $6,000, there's an 03 Deuce anniversary bike, and I had the extras on it, and I'm like, okay, it's $6,000. They're like, yeah. They come back to me, I said, well, what's the, you know, out the door? I said, I know I have to pay tax in my own state and registration and everything. They're like, no, we could do all that for you. They come back, almost $10,000. I said, wait a minute, the bike's $6,000. He's like, well, we got the taxes, we got the shipping, we got this fee, that fee. That I'm like, the bike, I should pay you $6,000 for the bike, and I'll pay you whatever the shipping is. You ship it to my state, I'll take care of everything else myself. And they wouldn't do it. I'm like, that's ridiculous. I'm not paying $10,000 for a bike that you have marked $6,000 on the floor.
Yeah. It's a lot of that stuff going on. And just even just the upcharge on certain bikes.
Well,
certain like limited editions, like bro, come on.
Yeah, they're raising the price on the what you call on the limited editions.
And listen, I get it, man. I get it. If you run a business, you want to get top tier for your stuff, and if you could get away with charging more for your product, people are gonna do it. You know, I get it. But it sucks when it comes to certain people, where it's like people who maybe, let's just put you for an example. If you're a reoccurring customer who's bought a lot of bikes, and it's like, oh well, yeah, we're gonna charge you $3,000 to $5,000. I'm like, no, you shouldn't, because I've given you a lot of business here.
Yes,
you should be taking care of me. You know.
But they're so greedy. They want that extra $3,000. It's worth it for them to get the $3,000 from somebody else and tell me to go scratch.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't say it like that. They just said they wouldn't sell me the bike because they need to get over.
Yeah, that sucks.
So that's like, okay. And then, like, back in the early, like, the late 90s, early 2000s, I've been buying bikes since the 80s, like late 80s. And back then, you used to have to go on a list. And some dealers, you could jump the list if you bought the bike that was on the sales floor that had $5,000 worth of accessories. But like one of my local dealers, they would charge you to go in at the beginning of the year. You stand in line January 1st, you give them $500 deposit, and they call you in August when your bike would come in. The next model year or whatever.
Damn. So it was kind of like a Rolex dealership.
Yeah.
Get on the list.
But I mean, then even then they would charge you $1,000 prep and freight combined, not separate. Like if that was, which was high at the time, but I didn't mind paying that because I was getting what I wanted, the color I wanted, everything I wanted, and I knew when I was getting it. I just had to wait. Then some other dealerships, you go down the block or to Bloomfield or wherever these other towns, they want $3,000 over, and they have the bike on the sales floor that somebody bought and didn't take, supposedly. All those dealerships that were charging $3-4 grand over list price, they're all out of business now. Granted, it's 20 something years later, but they've all gone out of business.
Let me ask you something, because obviously after Q2, I mean the numbers are out there for everybody to see. It's all public knowledge, right? The declining sales, let's just say in the U.S., right? Big declining sales. Do you think these declining sales have a lot to do with the dealership?
Yes.
And
yes, it's the attitudes at the dealership. Back in the day, they used to make it like a family thing. Some dealerships try to still do it, like having open houses and saddle up Saturdays and stuff like that. But I remember I used to go to the dealerships, they'd have open house, you'd have free food, free drinks, not like alcohol, but like, soda and stuff like that. And then they'd have like events going on and stuff like that. Now you go to the dealership during an open house, they have food trucks where you have to buy food. You have to pay for stuff over here, pay for stuff over there. And then it's not even like it's so much about sales, I guess, and trying to get you to buy something. Like some dealerships won't even talk to you until you run a credit app. I'm like, how insane is that? I mean, it's all over the place. It's not just like in our area or, it's I hear about it all over the place. People complaining about the dealerships they walk in, and then the other thing is too, okay, I got a used bike I want to trade in. Oh, we'll give you $4 grand for it. Then you trade it in for the $4 grand, they sell it for 10. They're selling all the used bikes for outrageous numbers, and they're saying because they're quality classic bikes or whatever, and you're like, but if I put it on Facebook Marketplace, I can go on Facebook Marketplace and buy the same bike for $4 or $5 grand.
Right.
Because when you look on Facebook Marketplace, you're like, oh, that's what they're getting on Facebook Marketplace, I'll sell it to the dealer. But then you sell it to the dealer and they sell your bike for double because they can finance the bike.
Well,
I mean, granted, they all got to make money.
That's their strategy,
They all got to make money.
And they need to make their money.
Yeah, they need to make their money. Like Harley, like you're saying, Harley should come down and say, Harley tried that. And the dealership said, you made us build $1 million dealership and spend all this money and stock all these clothes and stock all these motorcycles. We're going to do what we want to do. Harley has some control and telling the dealership because they can threaten to take some of their supply or whatever. But majority, they can't tell the dealers what to do.
Yeah.
Prep and freight and like dealer fees. Where is a fucking document fee where it's $700? $700 to run documents? Are you serious?
Yeah, that stuff I don't agree with. It's like, bro, really?
Yeah, $700. You're charging me prep freight. First of all, prep, they get reimbursed for that. I'm not sure about the freight, but I know they get reimbursed for the prep. And then a documentation fee to have somebody sit in an office, give me the paperwork, I'll go to motor vehicle, I can take a week off of work and save myself what you want to charge me.
Yeah, like once again, like these things, most of the dealerships, they're privately owned, so there's only so much that even the corporate team can do or say. Even the
dealerships that are owned by car dealerships that's privately owned. No, Harley doesn't own any dealerships.
No. And that's the thing right there. Is like I think that's where the big disconnect is, when it comes to the customer, the dealership, and then the company itself, and it's like. They're somewhere in the middle. We're getting lost somewhere,
Well, plus even like the lower end bikes, like the Nightsters and stuff like that. Those bikes aren't selling. Also, not because of the prices was one, and now because the dealers don't push those, they push the
higher end stuff.
They push the street glide. You're like, well, why do you want the Nightster? Oh, I can get you into this bike for $50 more a month.
Right.
They don't look at the $5,000 difference. They look at the payments. So they're pushing like the Pan America, they weren't pushing. They only pushed the Pan America when it first came out, and then when they started having issues, nobody was pushing that bike anymore.
I've spoken about that a lot before, where I was like what happened with the Pan America? Like the Pan America was a great, amazing bike. Hence, yes, it came out, had a few little issues. They finally fixed all the issues. But where's the big promo and the big push for the Pan America now? I mean, the ST just came out this year now, which I think it was a great idea for them to do. Sportier feel to the Pan America. I like the direction they're going with that. Super, super cool. But there still needs to be like more of a push for it, I think.
Yeah. And then now they're talking about this Sprint. It's a sub $6,000 bike. Yeah, till you go to a dealership and they charge you over $8,000 to buy it besides tax, because they're going to add the prep, the freight, the dock charge, the just because charge. We could add an extra charge.
Just because charge. Damn.
You know, so that $6,000 bike is not going to be attractive when I can go to Triumph and buy one for $5,500.
Yeah. It's I think there's a lot of stuff that dealerships could be doing a bit different. And in order to get, they could be doing different things in order to get traffic in.
Yes,
right?
There's no traffic is non-existent.
Because the number one thing you got to do is get your traffic in. Once your traffic is inside, that's where you'll be able to convert, right? And that's where different strategies come in or whatnot. But you first need to figure out how we're gonna get these people to come in, right? Most of the time, people go into dealership, they're just walking in just to go look at something real quick. Yeah. They don't go in there with the mindset of, today I'm gonna buy a motorcycle. Most of the time, they just either walk in there with a friend, or they walk in just to walk in to go see, hey, let me just pop in real quick.
See what's new. Yeah.
Right, and then sometimes they're able to convert something. Like, you know what? I walked out here with a bike today. I went up on my road glide.
Yeah.
We went out there. I'm like, listen, I just want to go see the colors in person. I want to go whatever. And you're like, nah, you're gonna buy it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I just want to go look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up buying a bike.
And it wasn't even the color combo you wanted originally.
It wasn't, no. But that's how it really happens. But if you could do a little more in order to get more foot traffic into these locations, I think that could be a major help.
Yes.
Now, I also don't want to make this video and say, well, all the declining sales are because of the dealerships. Because obviously there's a big, large, this big ball just rolling down the hill right now, picking up steam on the reasons why the sales aren't there right now, right?
Yeah, but the dealerships aren't helping.
No, they're not helping. But also, obviously the economy's trash right now.
Yes.
Nobody wants to spend money, right? Nobody's spending the money the way before, and they're trying to cover, the little stuff around the houses or the households and whatnot. A lot of different people, a lot of people not working.
Yeah.
And then even at that, a lot of the younger demographic are not really into motorcycles that much.
No,
right?
they like the scooters. They like the electric scooters. I see more people on electric scooters and the stand-up scooters, the riding ones, mopeds. My town's full of them.
Yeah. So it's a combination of a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. It's not just the dealerships, but I feel like the dealerships have a lot to do with these customers not walking out happy. You're
not having an initial dealership. You're not walking in and talking to Harley corporate. You're talking to the salespeople, and those are the people that represent Harley to us. Not for corporate, because that's the dealer is their customer or whatever. But the people that we see, and if you get a bad taste in your mouth, why should I spend money? Like I said, I went to this dealership for 7 years and I spent, over $200,000 on motorcycles. Granted, some I traded in, some I sold, whatever, but I still spent that much. If I pull up all my receipts, I have $200,000 worth of receipts.
I'm not gonna say I really haven't had bad experiences. I had one little kind of bad experience.
Yeah, you did have one.
And then I had another one in a dealership in New York where the salesmen they're like sharks there, bro.
Yeah,
they're like
used car guys.
Yeah, it was that type of feeling. You walk in and it's like a used cars dealership, one of those like something you see in a movie, and I'm like it just turned me the fuck off. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I don't need to spend. I can spend my money anywhere I want, and I have. I had a 2024. Everybody's gonna say, well, you can't afford it. I had a 2024 Street Glide that I had, and I wound up getting rid of it with 800 miles on it, and I went back to like a 96 and 97 Evo. I have a 96 Fat Boy and a 97 Springer, which you saw are beautiful bikes or whatever. I don't need to have the newest, greatest thing, but if I want it, fine. But if you're going to treat me like crap, I'm not going to spend my money.
I you're right about that. I think you're totally right.
I have freedom to do whatever I want. and buy whatever I want. And the thing is, the incentive, there's no incentive. Like maybe if Harley did incentive financing, 0% or 2% or something to get people to buy.
I think that's what they gotta start.
You're gonna make your money. Everybody's like, well, they're not gonna make money then. Well, they're gonna make money somewhere else.
There's always a way to make money.
They're gonna make money on parts, service, accessories, everything. Even like because then you may trade your bike in again and get something else because
the interest rates are a little bit outlandish.
Outlandish.
So they can still charge it. I'm not asking for 0%.
No.
Like it is what it is. Like come on, they gotta make
yeah, but don't
and make money.
Charge me more than your website say. That's a big thing. The website says this.
Not even that. It's just for even the average Joe that doesn't have. I don't have top tier credit. I have regular credit. My credit is good. You know.
Thankfully, I do now.
Yeah. Well, you know, for the average person, it's like you get fucked, bro.
Yeah.
You get fucked, and it's like that kind of turns you off a bit. You know, it's like,
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, because you go in expecting one thing and you're hyped up and everything, and it's also about the hype. Like people.
I was so surprised when I bought my BMW. And I said,
I was like, oh no way.
And I told him like, hey, this is my APR. And he was like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, my credit's good. It's not the best, but it's it's good credit.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? BMW Financial? This is what they charge?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like that's okay. That's appealing.
Yeah.
You know, because a few points could either be you could let's just say your monthly payment could be $400,
or it could be $600,
or it could be $600, $700 to $800 by a few points.
That's insane.
You know, it's a huge difference.
See, I'm a big on I don't want monthly payments thing or whatever. My wife's big.
Oh, you're big baller, Jerry.
No, I'm not big ball. I'm trying to be smart. I'm older, so I'm trying to be smarter with my financing. Like if I was your age, yeah, well, okay, whatever. But I'm close to retirement. I'm the other way. I'm
as you should.
You know.
Yeah, man. I think anything else you wanna throw in the pot?
No, I'm thinking. Like I said, I hope they don't. Harley, if you're listening, and the dealers, if you're listening, don't mess up this new Sprint by charging $8,000-$9,000 out the door, $10,000 out the door. Let it be close to the $6,000 you're supposed to put it out at. I mean, how much could the prep be on that thing? There shouldn't be any prep or whatever. And the freight, how much? It's a little bike. Like, come on. Like let's show the people that they can get something decent from Harley for a good price. You know, because it's not top whatever they call it, top quality or whatever. Not high. What do they call this brand? What is it, like Rolex? Like what the hell was he saying? He used to say luxury brand.
A luxury brand.
Yeah, it's not the luxury brand. It's this entry level bike. Let's keep it entry level.
We'll see. Anyways, drop your thoughts in your comments down below. Do you guys agree with our little conversation here? Have you had any bad experiences at any dealerships? And what else you think is tackling on and adding on to maybe the decline in sales or the negative sales that we've had so far in the past year? That's it. Drop your thoughts and comments down below. Like always, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button. If you want to see the world famous Old School Jerry, let him know down below as well. Like always, guys, let the force be with you. Ride safe and enjoy the ride, baby.
Peace.
Peace.